Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and today we are going to be talking about whether you should pass or pull on the upcoming Shiketsu banner, the You're Under Arrest, the Great Shakedown Recruit, featuring the new UR Inasa Yoarashi and the new SR Seiji Shishikura, as well as the new memories that are coming out on the banner with them. We're going to be breaking down the memories and the characters a little bit more in depth in this video and talking about whether they are worth pulling for or if you guys should save your hard-earned hero gems. So starting with the new SR memory, Ragnarok Womb. The art is amazing. I would at least do a couple of dailies for this. This is such a cool memory and it's really good for an SR, and chances are if you just do dailies, you're going to get this SR on a daily, at least one of those days that you summon while the banner is out. So this gives the character ability to use 2 normal attacks for 3 turns when a wave starts. That's really good because there's not many memories that do that. But then on top of that, when character has the ability to use 2 normal attacks, increases character's critical hit rate by 30%, which is phenomenal, and critical skill impact by 30%, which is also really good. This would work really well like on the new Vigilante Deku, especially in VE Tower, for getting his Fajin up and giving him crit rate and giving him more damage with his skill impact by 30%. Like, honestly, this is a really good SR memory. This is probably like it's a top contender really for the best thing on the banner. I think it's better than the UR memory. I think it's better than the UR character, and honestly the only thing that contends with this memory is the SR character. The SR character is actually really good too, so the SRs on this banner are almost more worth it than the URs. But let's take a look at the UR memory and then the SR character and the UR character. So the UR memory is called Full Power Smack. It increases character skill impact by 50% if there are any UA high class 1A characters on the team. That's okay. Increasing skill impact is all right, but not great. And then increases character speed by 30% if there are any big 3 characters on the team. Increasing speed doesn't do anything for PvE really for us. And as far as PvP goes, you're not going to be running big 3 characters on your team right now, so that's also not super useful. Now, if they add new big 3 characters into the teams or into the game later on, this could be a useful memory, but as of right now, it's not super useful. And then once per battle, regenerates character's HP by 20% for 2 turns when HP is below 50%. Regenerating HP is good, but like there's so many memories in the game that already regenerate HP when you fall below 50% HP. It's just not like that unique and it's not that good. So basically overall, if we look at all 3 effects on this memory, there's nothing that really stands out to me as like a, hey, you need this. This sets this memory apart from all the other UR memories that you're going to need. It's not specifically good for VE Tower. It's not specifically good for PvP. And because it doesn't have a specific use really, I would definitely pass when it comes to this memory. Don't pull on the banner because this memory is just not worth it. I mean, the art team always kills it, but this effect just not useful for us. The new SR character, Seiji Shishikura, or the meatball guy, meat lump guy, whatever you want to call him, his plus ultra move is called No Right or Wrong. It deals 500% damage to a single opponent, medium chance 40% of causing the opponent to become a meat lump for 2 turns, also shortens character's action skill cooldown time by 1. This medium chance can be increased, and I'll explain how that works when we get down to his auto skills. But also another important thing to note that makes this SR character so good is that meat lump is a skill in the game that hasn't been in the game for players. Like we've been able to take on this guy in like VE Tower, and Meat Lump was an opponent ability, but this is the first time we're gonna have the ability to use Meat Lump, meaning most bosses in the game do not have resistance to Meat Lump. So this is going to be super effective like in most VE Towers in most circumstances. So that makes this character like inherently very good to start with. The first action skill is called So Pathetic. Deals 250% damage to all opponents. Low chance 30% of causing all opponents to become a meat lump for 1 turn. Once again, we can increase that percentage right there to probably a medium chance or so. And then if character receives an attack while having the ability to cause the opponent to become a meat lump, increases character's skill impact by 30%. And so he will have the ability to cause the opponent to become a meat lump if you use your second action skill first, and so that will increase your skill impact by 30% when using this move if you have used your second action skill first, basically is what that's saying. His second action skill is called Body Metamorphosis. For a span of 3 turns, when character receives an attack medium chance of causing the opponent to become a meat lump for 2 turns. That's pretty good for 3 turns. If he takes an attack, he has a medium chance of causing the opponent to become a meat lump, right? That's pretty good. And then increases characters plus ultra gauge by 40% when used in a successfully executed skill chain. Increases critical hit rate of allies by 20% for 3 turns when used in a second or later successfully executed skill chain. So this is plus ultra gauge raise, this is crit for all allies, and this is a double technical hit. He has a status ailment on all of his moves. His plus ultra has a status ailment, both action skills have a status ailment. That's really good. He has triple status elements, he has a double technical here, he raises plus ultra, he raises the crit of your allies. Like, he's really good, and he has 4 turn cooldowns to top it all off when you use his plus ultra, which shortens his action skill cooldown time by 1. So like, amazing so far. Honestly, a really good SR. This is exactly what this is what I'm talking about when I say this character is ridiculously good for VE Tower. And then if we go down to his auto skill, Egoist, decreases speed of all UA high student opponents by 30%. Now, this wouldn't seem like it was super important when it comes to PvE, right? Because normally speed doesn't matter. But when it comes to Meat Lump actually has a higher chance of proccing if you have a higher speed than your opponent. So if you're taking on UA high students and you lower their speed, that means you're going to have a higher speed than them, and that's going to raise your chance of landing your status element of Meat Lump. So that makes this low chance potentially a medium chance right here, and that can make this medium chance of causing the opponent to become a Meat Lump like a high chance if you get attacked. So that's really good. I actually don't know what the percentages are for like when your speed is higher than the opponent's, like how much it raises your percentage or your chance of causing Meat Lump. I'd have to look into it, but it's pretty cool that that's the way that works. And then once per battle, reduces damage to character by 30% for 2 turns when HP is below 50%. So when he drops below 50%, if he does in VE Tower, which can happen with SRs because SRs don't have the most health, he gains an extra 30% defense, or reduces damage rather, by 30%, which is really good. Raising defense and reducing damage, 2 different things. So apologies for the confusion there. And then I will show you is his last auto skill. If character receives an attack while having the ability to cause the opponent to become a meat lump, increases skill impact of all allies by 25% and critical hit rate by 10%. So he's going to make your allies hit harder as well, and he's also going to give them an additional 10% crit. So he's giving your allies 30% crit just having this guy on the team. This is a ridiculous SR support character for VE Tower. He has status elements, he has crits, he has plus ultra gauge raise. He's just insane. He's honestly so good. He's ridiculously good. And then also, if you look at his unique EX skills, he has a unique EX skill right here that increases critical hit rate of all Shiketsu High School allies by 15%. So if you're running him alongside, for example, the new UR Inasa, then he will increase the crit rate of Inasa as well, which would be, you know what, they could be a pretty potent combo in VE Tower because he also does have low cooldowns and he does have his bleeds and stuff like that. They could potentially work very well. So this is more of like a, looking to me like a VE Tower banner. The Ragnarok Womb SR memory is going to be really good in VE Tower. Throw it on Vigilante Deku, it makes him a lot more useful in VE Tower. It'll be good on pretty much any character in VE Tower, giving you additional normals and critical hit rate. This memory not really useful for anything, so you'd skip for this. And then this character though, very good for VE Tower as well. So far the SR memory and the SR character kind of competing for the top spot, but both very good for VE Tower. Now the UR character, the Inasa Uarashi. I am so excited to see this guy get a UR in the game, and I'd love to see eventually, you know, all Shiketsu students get a UR, but I am happy to see Inasa get one first. It makes sense, right? And then, so the plus ultra move is called Dance of the Storm. It deals 550% damage to a single opponent, increases character skill impact relative to speed, medium chance 40% of causing the opponent to bleed for 3 turns, also gives all allies the ability to evade 1 time. So kind of like a Hawks thing going on here with the wind with the ability to evade, but ability to evade is good, right? That'll help you in VE Tower, and I'm going to refer a lot to VE Tower in this, but you could also picture him in PvP. Giving allies the ability to evade is decent. I don't know how good he's going to be in PvP really. I of course will test him out if I get him, but I'm going to be thinking of him more as a VE tower character, in my opinion. And then his first action skill is called Mountain Storm. It deals 400% damage to a single opponent, increases character speed by 30% for 3 turns, and gives character the ability to evade 1 time. I do think this could be a little bit better if it gave all allies the ability to evade when used. That would make it a little bit better. Otherwise, this feels like it's a small effect, right? Compared especially to Vigilante Deku, it feels a bit gutted, but it makes up for it with the low cooldown. A cooldown time of 3 turns makes up for it, makes him somewhat decent. And remember, this is a general pool character. And then the second action skill is called Dragon Whirlwind. It deals 250% damage to all opponents, increases character skill impact relative to speed once again, and then low chance 20% of causing all opponents to bleed for 3 turns. All opponents to bleed for 3 turns is actually bigger than you'd think. Even though it's a low chance, I'll explain why that doesn't matter here in a second, but you'll pretty much cause all opponents to bleed. It's like, it's pretty, it's good. It's actually a lot better than it looks right there. And so just take my word for it. Here for the auto skill, Heroic is what it's called. It makes character ecstatic when HP is 50% or higher. So as soon as he comes into battle, he's going to be ecstatic, meaning his plus ultra gauge is going to raise 50% faster than other characters, and that makes him really good for VE Tower as well, which is why I said I would talk about him in terms of VE Tower. And then increases character speed by 30% when character is ecstatic. That's also decent actually when it comes to like PvP. So he could find his place in PvP overall, and he doesn't have a terrible, speed stat over here. So he could be decent in PvP. And then his second auto skill is called Honest Heart. When character is ecstatic, increases character's defense by 30% and increases character's chance of causing bleeding. So increasing defense, once again, could be good for VE Tower. It could be good for PvP as well. I'm just going to have to test him in PvP to find out. We don't know until he's in the game. But as far as increasing the character's chance of causing bleeding, what does that mean? What is the chance? It is a 50% increase in chance of causing bleeding. So what that means is this low chance right here, 20%, becomes, if you do the math, a 70% chance of causing all opponents to bleed for 3 turns. You have a 70% chance to cause all opponents to bleed for 3 turns. That is really good in terms of status elements. And then up here on the medium chance of causing the opponent to bleed for 3 turns, that becomes basically a high or almost guaranteed chance, because 40 plus 50 is a 90% chance to bleed, which is really, really good. So he has decent status elements. He has low cooldowns. He has evasion, which helps him survive. He gives himself plus ultra because he makes himself ecstatic. He is going to be a fairly decent VE Tower character. Now, if you were to ask me which character do I think is going to be better for VE Tower, I think this Seiji is just so kitted. He's going to honestly be like the main draw for VE Tower, really good. But Inasa is going to have more survivability because he is a UR and he has the better stats, right? But Inasa and Seiji run together, I think, is where the key is here, and that's what's going to make them really, really good. And then in terms of art, like, this guy's art is sick. I love the little Rasengan art, and then Seiji's art is not great, honestly. So if we're just talking in terms of effects, pull for Seiji. If we're talking in terms of art, pull for Inasa, because Inasa is a cool character. But in terms of the overall banner, now the moment you guys have been waiting for, should you pass or pull on this banner? Is it worth your hero gems? The answer is most definitely a pass. This is a skip banner. Do not summon on this banner unless it's your dailies. You can maybe use a few silver tickets on it. Do not waste your hero gems on this banner. Do not do what I'm going to do. I'm going to be summoning on this banner, of course, no matter what. But skip this banner because we do have the JP anniversary coming up in May, and you're going to want to just basically save your hero gems as much as possible, especially through these next few weeks. I would honestly probably recommend skipping most of the banners that come up until the JP anniversary, especially if you are a free-to-play player or a Dolphin player. I would save your hero gems, because that is going to save you a lot of heartache when it comes to the JP anniversary and we get some cool new unit. They're going to bring like something cool to the game, or they're going to bring a new rarity, or who knows what they're going to do for the anniversary. But the anniversary, I can guarantee, is going to be a lot more hype than Inasa here. Inasa's cool. We don't have a UR version in the game, but the anniversary is going to be better. So skip this banner, save your hero gems, and hopefully this helps you guys out a little bit. If you guys enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.